What's going on, everybody? Bobby O'Brien here. Today I got a great video for you, basically going over why a caloric deficit is a complete waste of your time, and knowing that you got a really busy schedule, a lot going on, you really don't want to waste your time with this. And we're going to go over a multitude of randomized controlled trials done in humans, basically showing what happens to the body physiologically whenever we do a caloric deficit. We see aggravations in the hormone ghrelin, leptin, and many others that are very important for consistent weight loss and sustainable weight loss, which I'm about to highlight here. You will not ever sustain a caloric deficit and actually feel full and satiated, feeling good, and still losing weight. You'll lose some weight. If you do this for the rest of your life, you'll continue to lose weight without a doubt. Lose the weight that you would like to lose, the body fat, but you're not going to lose it in a sustainable fashion. And I'm going to give you a solution at the end of the video as to what you should be doing consistently. So stick around for that. Just going to go over some randomized control trials here really quick. First one is done in the New England Journal of Medicine. It is titled The Long-Term Persistence of Hormonal Adaptations to Weight Loss. And as you can see at the bottom there, weight loss led to significant reductions in leptin, peptide YY, and insulin, and many other hormones as well that we're going to cover here in a second. And with leptin and peptide YY, those are two satiety hormones. So satiety was reduced, it was suppressed. I can pull up a graph for that as well, but insulin was also reduced as well, which can explain as to why these people did see some initial weight loss, which we can go ahead and take a look at here. So this was basically their results on a graph of 62 weeks, which is how long the study was. And keep in mind, this is 50 people doing this, and most of them did not complete it. And you can see why, right? 10 weeks into the study, they're losing weight, probably about, give or take, a little over 10 kilograms. So, roughly that's above 20 pounds of weight loss. And after that, they see their weight steadily go back up, and they're still doing a caloric deficit. Keep that in mind. And there's a reason why their weight did go back up, because it's not sustainable for this reason right here. So this is their hunger hormone that they measured, ghrelin, on a graph as well, measured in what's called postprandial time. So postprandial is basically another way of saying, measuring, how a hormone behaves after the initial release of it, right? So with ghrelin, the postprandial time was measured after eating. And this is exactly what the graph looked like whenever they were done eating. It continued to stay elevated. As soon as they got a little bit of a drop, within the first 30 minutes, it continued to escalate, going up higher and higher and higher. So desire to eat and the hunger hormone, of course, ghrelin, was elevated. So suppression in leptin, you lower insulin, which is good, and that's going to allow you to lose weight, which does prove my point that insulin is probably the most important factor for weight loss. And ghrelin, hunger hormone, as you can see here, is going to stay elevated even after you're done eating. So if this is not enough for you to stop doing a caloric deficit, I got a few other randomized controlled trials here for you. So comparison of weight loss induced by daily caloric restriction versus intermittent fasting in individuals with obesity, study protocol for a 52-week randomized controlled trial. I had to just say the title before it got cut off there. Now here are the results. So adherence to daily caloric restriction decreases over time, and many individuals regain significant weight by 1 year. So these people did it for 1 year, a 52-week study. But once again, this proves that it is not sustainable for the reasons that we just highlighted earlier. You're going to see some significant weight loss maybe, right? Maybe 20, 30 pounds, but it's never going to be sustained. It's just not going to happen. Now, here's another randomized controlled trial. Changes in body weight, adherence, and appetite during 2 years of calorie restriction, a randomized control trial, right? So here are the results for this randomized control trial. Weight loss occurred until approximately week 60 and then plateaued. Hunger and thirst increased as well. Once again, seeing the same theme here, right? Hunger increasing. In individuals who are non-obese, adherence to 25% of caloric restriction, CR, declines after 20 weeks. So that's not good. Adherence to the diet is probably one of the most important things you want to optimize for if you actually want to see consistent weight loss. And we don't see it here. So what do we see? We see a continuous trend of an increase in ghrelin, your hunger hormone, right? Highlighted here in this study as well. Suppression in leptin. And although you see, a lowering of insulin, which is good, which is why these people are losing weight, as well as just eating less and moving more, you will lose weight that way, but you're going to aggravate these hormones such as ghrelin and leptin, and peptide YY, like the study done in the New England Journal of Medicine. So I'm sure you guys noticed in the conclusion here, it says there was a meaningful reduction in weight, and it does promote some aging-related benefits, right? Effects of appetite is viable. Yeah, it certainly is. Even though there were some age-related benefits, I'm sure they're highlighting the benefit of weight loss. It's not sustainable weight loss, which is highlighted right there in the results. Week 60 is when they plateaued. Yeah, they were able to do it for a long time, but that's why they stopped doing this diet. They stopped doing caloric restriction because their hunger hormone was elevated for most likely a long period of time, even after eating, like we saw in the previous study here. That's exactly what your hunger hormone is going to do, and that's exactly what's going to happen whenever you're having a meal of just 300 to 500 calories, trying to, stay within your caloric window, if you will. It's stupid. It's a waste of time because you just look at what these people did here. 60 weeks. Well over a year of doing this caloric deficit just to plateau again and to dysregulate their hunger hormone ghrelin. And also at the same time too, this is really what your weight is going to look like whenever you start to go back to your old way of eating, whatever it may be, even if it's just more calories from a healthier source, because your body has been acclimated to, a very low calorie environment for a very long time. That particular study is 60 weeks. And this one too, this one's about 62 weeks. It just goes to show it's not sustainable. You're going to gain that weight back whenever all of a sudden you start to regress and you start to even just add in, 20% more in the way of calories than you did before. It's never going to be a good thing, even if it is going to be from a healthier source, because your body's been acclimated to eat lower calorie foods and just eat low calorie altogether. So just to highlight the points here, you're going to stimulate ghrelin even after you're done eating, which is probably the worst part, which is why this is not sustainable. You're always going to be hungry. You're going to suppress leptin. You'll lose some weight initially, and you may be able to maintain that if you continue to do this and continue to starve yourself every single day and feel horrible, have chronic brain fog. But you're never going to be in a position where, okay, now the benefits have been seen from this caloric deficit. Now we can just go back to what we're doing. You'll never be able to go back. Unless you'd like to do this for the rest of your life, this is what your hunger hormone right here is going to be looking like for the rest of your life. So these fitness influencers that advocate a caloric deficit don't even know this. They if they hear the word hormones, they'll just say, these people don't know what they're talking about. Hormones are taken care of whenever you are doing a caloric deficit. You hear that all the time from these fitness influencers, and it makes absolutely no sense. How are the hormones taken care of when this is what our hormone ghrelin is doing after you're done eating? Stupid advice. It's a waste of your time because you go through a whole year of doing a caloric deficit just to go back to where you were before, if not worse in some instances, which I've seen with my clients. So my clients don't do a caloric deficit at all whatsoever. They practice a hormonal-based approach, optimizing the quality of their food so that they can see consistent weight loss results with each and every meal. Every single one of my clients does not count or restrict a single calorie at all whatsoever. There's certain clients I have that eat 3,000 calories every single day and consistently lose weight and don't count a single macro. No quantitative calculating of any sort inside of an app, no macro calculator, no calorie counting, none of that. And they're still losing weight. Why? Because we're optimizing for the most important hormones that are vital for weight loss, which are leptin, insulin, and ghrelin. If you take care of all three of those, make sure you get a good insulin response, make sure you get a good leptin response, make sure you're not hungry after you're done eating, and you're eating the right things, you will lose weight. Now, you don't want to overeat and continue to eat after you're done being satiated, right? Once you no longer feel that emptiness in your stomach, you don't want to continue to eat after that. Overeating anything can be bad, but that's self-explanatory. So the calories take care of themselves whenever you are eating high-quality foods that are going to give you good insulin responses, good leptin responses, and good ghrelin responses. So by doing that, you will see some good weight loss results. So if you want to be able to practice that on a daily basis, where we can weave that into your schedule and give you a fully customized plan, you know what to do. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, message me the word optimize, and we can start customizing that for you. And that way I can actually get all the information I can to make you a fully customized program that follows that approach to give you consistent weight loss results so you don't have to do bullshit like this. So if you want to get right into it as well and get your plan fully customized right away, you can also book a call at the link below in the description there. And you can speak with me directly and we can go ahead and just get right into it, hit the ground running, waste no time, and put you in a position where you can start seeing weight loss results right now and actually start seeing the number on the scale go down consistently. Doing stuff like this is going to be a huge waste of time. And I do not recommend it for all the reasons I went over today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Let me know if you want me to cover any other topics in the future, and I will see you in the next video.